need to talk about it. All right, Sarah, we were part of history. Okay, we were part of history with WrestleMania Night 40, Night 2. You sent this to me, right? Tweet. You sent this. According to @Brendan Thurston, I quote tweeting WrestleNomics, saying that we now know the all-time pro wrestling gate for a single-day event, not adjusting for inflation, is held by Night 2 of WrestleMania 40, which sold $18,433,325 in ticket sales, not including fees, or somewhere around 19.7 when you include them. So, Sarah, that's the biggest gate straight up in wrestling history, and we were there. Take it what you want with, you can go on your little tangent before we get into the third fall. But yeah, we're part of history, and
you could just tell that it was gonna be like a big night, like not just because it's night 2 of WrestleMania 40, where it was being hyped, and not even just because of what the matches were, what the main event was, or what the stakes were, for that match. I felt like there was just like a different vibe when we got there from night 1 to night 2. Like you could just tell like people were ready and like more, I think, tuned in, or like expecting for a big show. Night 1 was fine. It was a good night of wrestling as well. But like it was just I kind of felt like night 1 was a little bit more relaxed and people were just more like prepared for a big night on night 2. And I think that it lived up to exactly what everybody wanted it to be, even if it wasn't necessarily the results that you wanted, because there's a lot of people out there who don't feel like Roman should have lost. But I feel like even if that's true, the match delivered and then some. I think that there was a lot of stuff that we didn't anticipate, and just like the entire night was really good. So it should be the highest gate. It should be considered like the greatest WrestleMania main event ever. You know what I mean? Like it checked off so many boxes that now seeing the numbers back up it being the greatest ever is like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like it should be,
It, without a doubt, was like, I will never get that feeling back again, or at least relatively soon, of just euphoria that I felt. And I knew it was going to be a special night when Damian Priest cashed in.
That
Like you
kind of like
see,
said it early.
it really did, because you have Drew just taunting. And I think I even said to you, like, go. Like, why is he not leaving? Like, something's that,
I'm like on the phone with my sister, remember? Because she's
oh my
crying.
God, because she's the Drew. I remember this now. Yes.
Yeah, I'm on the phone with my sister because she loves Drew so much. She's crying. Oh my God, I can't believe he got to win and he won at WrestleMania.
I was I knew it. I said walk. Yep.
And then because we're live and the feed is going to be delayed, I was like, oh God, okay, I need to get off the phone because like I didn't want to spoil anything for her. And then after he lost it to Damian, I call her and she's locked herself in the bathroom sobbing for the opposite reason. She's like pure like devastation. Yeah, that was like, what a way to start night 2,
Like, oh man, I feel the both, but that's like, isn't that the beauty about being a wrestling fan? Is that 1 minute you're crying just tears of joy, and then just it gets taken out of you, and it's just like, how did that happen?
It's such a like unique experience, I think, for one show to give you, because like a movie can give that to you over the course of 60 minutes. But like some people might think it's ridiculous that you're crying over a scripted match or a scripted ending. You know what I mean? But it's like, no, it's I would say, like it's kind of comparable to like football or baseball, like you kind of, or celebrities, I guess, because of the way that you can get connected to them with social media. Like you feel like you get to know these people, or like you get to care about them because you care about their careers and if they're doing well, if they're winning championships, if they're losing, like it does matter to you. And especially if you're someone who's a longtime viewer or a longtime fan of somebody, you do really get emotionally involved. Like, why do you think so many people were crying over Cody Rhodes winning? It wasn't because like, oh wow, that was such a good match, I'm so moved and I'm crying, because it's like, no, they were so in awe over the fact that Cody finally did what he came in to do. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's, to me, like, you can make fun of me all day long if you find out that, oh my God, I cried when John Cena lost to The Rock. That's fine. You can make fun of me because I cried when Cody Rhodes won the title at WrestleMania. I don't care, because respected people in the business have cried over things that have happened in wrestling, whether it was for good reason or bad reason or whatever, you know, like, as we said before we went live, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, there's nothing I can say to convince you. So
I actually think tears came down my face when I heard the gong hit. I swear to God. I'm not kidding you. That sequence, I didn't feel like I was in my own body. Like, that was something I cannot describe. How I can't put into words. It was that insane.
I think that the one of the unique parts of this specific WrestleMania is that it was as good for the people at home as it was for the people in person. Because I think sometimes there are shows that are, oh my gosh, that was so good, blah, 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 blah. But it's mostly because you were there. So because you're like in the midst of thousands of other fans and you got to experience like all of that energy. It's like, yeah, you thought the show was better because you were there, where it doesn't hit as much when you're at home. But like, you know, WWE put all of those people reacting to WrestleMania on streams. Like, there's videos of it. So it was like, no, this Mania was so good that had people out of their seats, had people screaming, had people crying at home. You know, like, to me, that's a huge win, because you need to be able to cater to the millions and millions of people that are watching at home. There's only a certain number of people that are lucky enough to be there in person, and you need to try and translate that experience to the people who are watching it on a screen at home. And I think they did a really good job about that this year.